Straight ahead on CCX News, taking a closer look at garbage collections in New Hope. Could it change beyond the horizon? Plus, the popularity of raising chickens. It's forcing one local suburb to move beyond its own rules. But first, a Maple Grove woman who has helped generations of Prince fans heal. CCX News starts right now. Today marks the one-year anniversary of Prince's death, and people from all over the world are remembering the music icon.
After his death, a Maple Grove woman helped hundreds of his fans heal. And reporter Sonia Goen shows us how her purple passion has evolved.
It's darling Nikki.
It's the beautiful one's face.
There's a lot of purple passion inside this Maple Grove home.
Everyone has their own personality, but we all somehow click.
Die-hard Prince fans.
I'm from Birmingham, Alabama.
Louisville, Kentucky. San Francisco, California.
Hershey, Pennsylvania.
Portland, Maine.
Brought together by photographer Kristen Kokella.
I trust them, you know?
After Prince's death, Kristen started a Facebook group called Diamonds and Pearls to help grieving Prince fans who couldn't come to Minnesota to get closure.
I saw, how hard it was on people. Then I was like, well, do you want me to bring something in there for you? It's not that big of a deal.
But it was a big deal for Prince fans who were in pain.
I just felt like I was having hot flashes. It was really overwhelming and just speechless. And then I waited till I went home, and then I burst into tears, and it went on for about 8 hours.
Hundreds of fans wrote messages through Facebook, and some wrote Kristen personally.
Australia, there's Canada.
She rewrote each of those letters by hand.
My heart will always be purple. Rest in peace, the beautiful one. Love, Sarah from Sweden.
Kristen made several trips to Paisley Park to post the notes on a memorial fence. Her kindness earned her the name Purple Angel.
She even took a picture of it and sent it to me so that I had it.
Some of those letters are now on display inside the Prince Museum.
And they said, "You have a surprise." Could not imagine what it was. But my note was on the fence inside Paisley Park.
The notes are not the only treasures.
I've got friends for life. We laugh, we cry, we're silly, we just all mesh.
Of course, they share their favorite Prince moments.
I remember dancing to Let's Go Crazy, freshman year. I remember the beautiful ones and crying every time I heard that.
And exchange keepsakes.
Candles and bracelets and, then they make me hoodies.
They say Prince's spirit and legacy will forever live on through them.
It's like a family, but it's a purple family.
Mike and Shannon, hundreds of people, including members of the Diamond and Pearl group, are here at Paisley Park paying their respects to Prince. They say they want to honor the man who gave them so much music and happiness throughout the year. In Chanhassen, Sonia Goins, CCX News.
Thank you, Sonia. There are events all over the Twin Cities to celebrate Prince.
One of them is an all-night dance party in Golden Valley. It is already sold out. The event at the Metropolitan Ballroom is hosted by members of Prince's family. Brooklyn Park is remembering a local man as a crusader for many causes. Donald Jackson died last month, and on Monday, Mayor Jeff Lundy will proclaim the day Donald Jackson Day in Brooklyn Park. The proclamation says Jackson will be remembered as a pioneer in providing safe spaces for children with disabilities. It says Jackson worked to reduce barriers that young people face and worked to prevent violence. Mayor Lundy says Jackson was ahead of his time.
Seniors now make up the fastest growing population at risk for hunger. As baby boomers grow older, they make up the fastest growing population that Second Harvest Heartland serves. Second Harvest Heartland offers a food distribution site every month at the Spirit of Hope Church in Golden Valley. This food distribution site is unique because it's only for seniors. Seniors are approved based on income, and they receive a 35-pound box of food.
This program is designed to be supplemental to their monthly budget. So again, in terms of the food that we provide, we can also provide other resources.
Second Harvest Heartland serves 9,500 seniors every month in Minnesota.
Studies show garbage trucks do more damage to city streets than you might think. New Hope is taking a look at organized garbage collection where just 1 or 2 companies would collect for the entire city. Right now, 7 companies pick up trash in New Hope, and city officials point to one study that says 1 truck takes the same toll on a road as 1,300 cars. The downside is residents would no longer be able to choose their own garbage hauler. Right now, New Hope is looking for input.
We're in the preliminary stages here of taking a look at the concept. No decisions will be made quickly. The council is going to take this very slow. We want to get all the information out to residents so that they can make an informed decision and form their own opinion on the matter.
2 years ago, a survey of New Hope residents showed 51% supported organized garbage collection, 38% were opposed, and 13% undecided. Residents can offer input on a new online survey that's coming up in June, and the City Council will hold a listening session later in the summer. A Saturday is Earth Day, and there are lots of ways you can roll up your sleeves to make this part of the planet a little cleaner.
There's the Shingle Creek cleanup in Brooklyn Center. It should be a little bit warmer than when these pictures were taken, but there's still plenty of junk to pull out of the creek. In fact, prizes will be awarded for the most unusual trash collected. It starts at 8 a.m. at the Brooklyn Center Public Works facility. Also at the Coon Rapids Dam, Conservation Minnesota is organizing a cleanup there. It starts at 10 a.m. at the Visitor Center in Brooklyn Park. Another way to observe Earth Day is to reuse things around your house. There's a huge garage sale sponsored by the Robbinsdale School's Early Childhood Education Parent Advisory Council. It started as a small event, but it grew over the years as parents found the need to get rid of things their children outgrew.
The sale is great. I have a 2-year-old at home and a new baby girl on the way next month, and it's a wonderful place to get cheap children's items. It happens rain or shine. It's indoors, so you don't have to worry about the weather.
The garage sale starts at 9 a.m. Saturday at the New Hope Learning Center on 47th Avenue. They ask you to bring cash and small bills and bags to carry home all of your purchases. Still ahead on CCX News, the growing popularity of raising chickens. So much so, one local suburb has to bend its own rules.
Plus, Maple Grove's girls lacrosse team has a lot of new faces after going to the state tournament last season. We'll meet them coming up.
But first, spring fever returns this weekend. Saturday will feel especially nice.
Raising chickens has become increasingly popular in the Northwest Metro.
In Robbinsdale, you're allowed to have 2 chickens on your property without a permit, but now the City Council is approving a special permit request from families who want more than the rules allow. Delane Cleveland has more.
I think really caring for any pet and learning about them is a really good learning experience.
Spring is a season of new beginnings, but it's also the time when some families
He has loved chickens always.
begin raising their poultry flocks. Say hello to Wookie, Banana, and Athena.
These are 6 to 8 weeks old, so we got them as chicks, and this is the first time we've ever had chickens.
Jess Peters of Robbinsdale got the chickens at the urging of her 13-year-old son, Oscar. He and his older brother, Calvin, are homeschooled, and the chickens will not only act as pets, they'll serve as educational tools as well.
They have chicken raising workshops, and they had to research all about chickens to make sure that it was something that we could take on, and they had to write papers about them.
In just a few weeks, they decided that not only could they handle the responsibility, but they should add even more to the family. Yet in order to do so, they had to get permission from the city.
We've had very few, if any, complaints about neighbors having these chickens once they go through the permitting process and they do things correctly.
Longtime council member Bill Blonigan says most of the residents have proven to be responsible.
It was apparent that everybody that was applying had educated themselves in what they needed to do, and they'd studied what kind of chicken runs and chicken coops they needed, so I was impressed with that.
They're that fluffy cute for about a week or two.
For now.
And then they're not.
Peters and her kids keep their feathered friends indoors. But in the next few weeks, they'll have a new home outside as the family is in the process of building a chicken coop with the help of Grandpa.
We'll move them all into there, and that'll be their happy home.
In the meantime, these new pets haven't impacted the family's dinner menu.
We eat chicken, but we don't eat chicken in front of the chickens.
In Robbinsdale, Delane Cleveland, CCX News.
Well, thank goodness. Robbinsdale approved 3 permit requests for extra chickens this week.
And just this week, the Minnesota Department of Health issued tips for raising chickens to prevent illnesses. Health officials want people to know that bacterial infections can come from handling live poultry. Last year, 32 Minnesotans became ill with Salmonella bacteria, and they recommend dedicating a pair of shoes just for poultry areas to avoid spreading germs inside your house. It's also important to wash your hands with soap and water after touching poultry. Well, still ahead, feeling hungry for local theater? You may want to try stone soup.
But first, Champlin Park will team up with a former rival in girls hockey. John Jacobson has the details next in sports.
I'm John Jacobson with sports. Champlin Park and Coon Rapids have each enjoyed some success in girls hockey throughout the years. For the past 2 years, the Cardinals have co-opted with the Spring Lake Park High School team. Now they'll be paired with the Rebels instead. District 11 officials wanted the hockey co-op to involve 2 district high schools. Spring Lake Park is in another district. Coon Rapids and Champlin Park already work together in youth girls hockey. The Rebels varsity finished this past season with an 11-15 record. Coon Rapids Spring Lake Park was 15-10-1. The Coon Rapids numbers were low, and after their 2-year co-op with Spring Lake Park expired, they were looking for a new partner.
Yeah, I think it'll be a great thing. Really, you know, I've been working hard with both the athletic directors, Matt Matson and Kelly Scott, just on getting this thing put together. And the kids seem excited, Booster Club seems excited. I think it'll be a good fit for everybody. We've been co-oping at the youth level for a couple of years with Coon Rapids, so that's actually helping out a ton with kind of easing into some of those things. Now, of course, these kids we played the last 2 years over at Spring Lake Park, and those have been some pretty good games and pretty good battles, so we'll see what happens once everybody gets in the same locker room.
Coach Coltis, who also coaches Maple Grove softball, expects the team to be called Champlin Park Coon Rapids, but isn't sure yet if they will remain the Rebels for girls hockey or will have a new nickname. The Maple Grove boys tennis team is usually a top contender in the Northwest Suburban Conference. The Crimson look to continue their winning ways on a windy day Thursday. Spring Lake Park visiting the Crimson. At number 1 singles, Matt Arabo serves for the Panthers. Sam Hochsberger with a nice forehand and then an overhead on his way to a 6-love win for Maple Grove. Second singles, Maple Grove's Josh Miller comes to the net and puts away an overhead. Miller breezes to a win, 6-1, 6-1. At number 2 doubles, Maple Grove receiving serve in the far court. Josh Hogue gets all the action on this one, and it turns out to be match point for the Crimson. He and partner Lathan Boyk beat Logan Rochek and Nelson Losey. Ellie Naughton serving for Maple Grove in the third doubles match, and his partner Andrew Dumball. Good hands at the net, they win. Maple Grove takes this match 7-0. They're hosting Elk River Friday afternoon. The girls' lacrosse season is heating up. A state tournament team a year ago, Maple Grove is reloading with a lot of new players this spring. Jay Wilcox has more on the Crimson.
The Maple Grove girls were excited to qualify for last year's state tournament, and that can only help the Crimson program overall.
I think it just kind of shows that no matter what, if you work hard, you can get like anywhere you want. I think a lot of younger girls look up to that, and more girls join because of that. And I see like younger girls, even like in middle school, elementary school, wanting to play now, and just like we're like being good role models for them.
This season, Maple Grove has a lot of new faces in the lineup with just a handful of returners from the state team. But the young players are looking strong in a 2-0 start and a good performance against Power Blake in a scrimmage.
It's really exciting because we have a youth league now, so the players coming in are a lot better than they used to be before we had the youth league program for the younger grades.
Well, Haley has a youth program that she does during the summer, and so all the girls can start at 6th grade and then they continue into 8th grade, and then by then they kind of go up to high school. And so we have all of the youth players, and they are just fantastic, and they are definitely varsity skill level.
Friday night, it's a big matchup as Maple Grove meets neighbor Osseo Park Center in a section final rematch.
It's so big. I'm excited. There's girls that we've just really young, we started playing with them, and so I'm super excited to be able to compete against them. It's a lot of fun. You get to stand next to people you've almost grown up your whole life with, so it's really cool to just have a good, fun competition against them.
Whatever the outcome, it's the type of test that'll make both teams better. Jay Wilcox, CCX Sports.
We'll have highlights of the Maple Grove Osseo Park Center game Monday on our Sports Jam show. Tonight, Friday, online live through our CCX Media live stream link. We'll have Champlin Park and Anoka and boys lacrosse for you. Mike and Shannon, back to you.
All right, thanks, Sean. Up next, some local actors stir the pot with Stone Soup.
And Neil Persley previews the local theater production when we come back. In Plymouth this weekend, it's a celebration of art. The Primavera Spring Art Show takes place at the Plymouth Creek Center. The event features original artwork, including paintings, sculptures, and photography, all done by local artists. There's also live entertainment and children's activities, and the event runs through Sunday. Well, what's the perfect recipe for stone soup?
Well, of course, it's everything else that goes into the pot. In today's weekend showcase, the classic folk tale is brought to life on stage. Neil Persley shows us what's cooking.
We are just looking for a place to stay the night. There's nothing here for you.
Stone soup is an old folk tale where hungry strangers arrive into town carrying an empty cooking pot, but no food. When the villagers encouraged the travelers to move on and refused to share any of their food,
what does it take to make soup from a stone?
A creative ruse ensues.
What do I need to make stone soup?
What this version came to emphasize more is how the travelers just help the folks in this village learn how to open up to each other and develop community from within themselves.
Gia Strom plays Giovanna, the youngest and most curious of the villagers.
Everybody contributes something to the pot, so everybody in the town can see their personality and the way they interact with other people.
Knock, knock. Who's there? You're right, that's not funny.
Eli Cambridge, who goes to the fair school in Crystal, plays Natty, the youngest member of the Travelers.
What I like best about acting is just doing my thing because acting is like pretty much my favorite hobby, and I wish I'd be like a professional actor one day.
And at one point in the play, the actors actually do go out in the audience and collect food items that patrons are encouraged to bring to donate for the ICA food shelf.
We have tried to really emphasize that community theme.
Lasting about an hour, I give the play a rating of T for tasty. For Weekend Showcase, I'm Neil Persley, CCX News.
And if you do attend, you are encouraged to bring a non-perishable food item. Stone Soup takes place at Stages Theater in Hopkins through May 21st. So then you can participate when they come out in the audience.
Absolutely. Looks like fun.
That's very
great.
Cool. That's all the time we have for now. Thanks for joining us, everyone.
Have a great weekend, and we'll see you back here Monday starting at 4.